pedo, güey. Se ve otro. How did you get my...
Welcome back, peeps. Thank you guys for tuning in to the Band of Bros channel. In today's video, we're going to be taking a look at some close quarter tactics in Call of Duty Modern Warfare Warzone mode. Alright, I'm going to be showing you some of the errors I made in this one, but I'm also going to be showing you some of the pro strats that you can use to get yourself some kills and some dubs when you're fighting in those close quarter engagements. Alright, I'm specifically going to be teaching you guys how to move in and out of buildings effectively, and when all your team is down, basically how to get that win, even though it's a 1v3 scenario. Alright, hopefully you guys do enjoy this kind of content. If you do, please like and subscribe and turn the notification bell on. It deeply helps me out a lot. And without further ado, let's jump right into this video. So starting off, I'm going to have a clip playing in the background, which I'm going to go backwards and forwards and rewind so I can explain to you guys the things I did on the errors and the good things I did in this video. All right, so first, if you guys would get anything from this video, I'm going to tell you guys the #1 tip, the most important tip for survivability in this game. All right, it's not just about when you're fighting close quarter engagement, not only when you're fighting the long range or it's a 1v3. The most important thing is movement equals survivability. All right, that is the most important thing. Do not stay in the same window camping. Do not stay in the same room camping. Do not stay in the same building camping. It's different when you've got a building locked down and you're with your whole squad. That is a very different scenario when you're waiting for people to push you. But I'm just talking about in general, especially right now in this specific situation, which is the close quarter. You guys are going to see that I move effectively through buildings really well. All right, and that is just going to be really important. Do not stay in the same position, especially when you're down people and when you're down your squads. You do not want the enemy to know how many people there are left in your squad. So for example, if they're not communicating effectively but you're moving really good around buildings, they may think there's still more people left and not just that one person that there is actually only left. So let's start off on how that exactly works. So I'm going to go back here in the video. I'm going to rewind. First, I'm going to show you the error #1. All right, the really big error that we did that cost my teammate his life. That is going to be, as you guys can see, we've got a most wanted contract and we are actually pushing a contraband contractor. We're pushing somebody else. That is the #1 error which actually caused my partner's life death. All right, when you have a most wanted contract, it's not really that advisable to go ahead and start pushing enemy locations. So that is error #1. If you got a most wanted, it's better to place down, get yourself locked and loaded in a building, and hopefully cover that teammate so you can get the money or so you can get the revive of the teammate that you're wishing to revive. All right, as you guys can see, it doesn't even last that long. I mean, look at this. He barely comes in here and he's about to die right now. He's outside running. We're pushing directly to the contraband contract, and I mean, these guys know exactly where we are. And as you guys can see, my teammate dies and I almost die. I mean, look at the amount of health that I had. I have almost no health, and just like that, my first teammate dies. So now let's go into the close quarter combat strategy, right? What should you do? My teammate's down. It's a 1v3 situation, or a 1v, I don't even know how many, because we don't know how many people in here, but we're in close quarter, right? We're in close quarter engagement. First thing that you want to do, the loadout, right? What you want to do, first off, obviously you want to pull out the weapon that has the faster firing rate. If you guys do want an amazing close quarter combat weapon that will shred people from really close, but you can also shred people from medium, and it has an insanely fast fire rate, I'm going to be putting a P90 class in the video as we speak right now. I just definitely love that gun. Nevertheless, again, try to choose a gun maybe that has good hip fire, because hip fire sometimes comes in place as well. But let's go ahead. So my teammate's down. I'm in this house. What I'm going to try to do is try and kill one person before I move out of my location. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to place a backup C4 on the door, because that is one of the few places they can get to into this building. You can actually jump from the window and behind. I will probably teach that in another video, but not that many people know how to do this. So yeah, they can come through the door. So that's why while I'm covering the door, I've got my double tap on my controller, right? So first off, again, we're in my first building. What we want to do is we want to make sure we get that first enemy. Because let's say, again, another tip that is really important when you're fighting against enemy teams in close quarter combat, and when you're down player, especially right now, I'm in a 1v3 situation. The things that you can do to beat the enemy in close quarter and when you're less people, Number one is going to be intel. So that means you knowing where the enemy team is and them not knowing where you are. Or in this case, where you're going to see right now, them thinking is more than one, that there's still more than one person alive and it's not just me. That is also something very important, because once they know there's only one left, they can all push at the same time. So it's also something very, very important. Again, talking about intel, you want to know where they are before they know where you are. And that's going to allow you for tip number 2, which is going to be you need to shoot them first before they shoot you. All right, because there's more of them. So you need to take down a couple of them before you start taking some shots in. So here I'm in the first building, right? I'm chilling. I know there's a couple guys around me. Most important thing as well is when you're playing with your squad, very, very, very important is that you tell them to basically shut up. I mean, you want to have comms clear. Very, very important that you want to listen to all your surroundings. You want to know exactly what is going on. So keeping comms clear, also very, very, very important. So here, obviously, I'm not going to put the audio because I am speaking, so you won't be able to hear it. But I do know they're in that building. I can detect from my headphones that there are people around me and there's people in that building. So what I'm going to do is, you guys can see, I'm always moving around the same building, right? I'm checking different windows at the same time. So I see a guy, I kill him. Very, very important. You go ahead and get that confirm. I always get pissed off when they get the confirm on me, but in this specific scenario, if you're playing a 3v3, right, and you get the down, you go and help your teammates, right? But in this specific scenario, very, very important that you get the confirm, because now you've just assured it's a 2v3 situation. Now, because I was shooting and he was taking a couple of shots at me, I thought I had heard some footsteps, so that's why I blew the C4 behind me. That was a preemptive C4. That was a mistake on my part. As you guys can see, part number 1, shot that guy, killed him, eliminated him. I'm 1 out of 1. I move out of that house. Very, very important. Do not stay in that house. That is something that players will do with a mistake. You stay in the same house, right? And people are going to know exactly where you are. So again, you take that guy down, you move out to the next location. Oh, I moved accidentally like a million. Okay, there we go. There we go. So again, we move out of the house. We detect the enemy in front over here. I took his armor down, so I'm in an advantage here. I've got a flashbang. I'm going to stun him. What I'm going to do, as you guys can see, very, very important. As soon as I enter the house, I stop running. I enter the house running, and as soon when I'm going to push to him, I actually stop running. That is very important. A lot of people push to the player like running, and you know, you've got like these big fat footsteps, and everybody can hear like boom, 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 going through the stairs. I mean, if you downed him and you know he's using self-rest, and go ahead and eliminate him. But if he's still alive, don't let the enemy know that you're gonna go for him at that same exact moment. So obviously, as you guys can see, also very important, do not smash through doors, do not do all that, especially when you're in a disadvantage. You want to be as sneaky and as quiet as possible, because right now, if you guys know, I shot the guy while I was on top of the roof, and I flashed him. That means he couldn't hear anything. So for all the enemy knows is I'm still in that roof. He has no idea I'm inside the house. That is why it's very, very important to keep yourself calm, keep yourself quiet. As you guys can see, he wasn't actually aiming to the window. That's why he didn't shoot me at first. He was actually aiming to the other roof, because that's where he thought I was. But I did a really good job moving. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to land the kill. Here, I hear some footsteps around here, so that's why I'm trying to get over here. And obviously, I see some cover, so I'm going to start covering him. Again, here, that's when you decide, I'm not going to go for the kill outside. I'm going to go for the guy that's trying to push me. But again, I get the reload, and I go ahead and I eliminate the team. Now, I've eliminated 2 already. It's a 1v1 situation right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay down. Obviously, I'm going to try and hear for footsteps, hear what's going on. And that guy was one of the first guys from the first battle. As you guys saw, there was actually, if you guys could hear in the headphones, obviously, from that start, when I was in that first building, I heard multiple footsteps. And I killed his friend, and his friend was in there. He's been in that house this entire goddamn time, and I've moved to 3 different locations, from my starting house to the roof, through a flashbang to downstairs of the other house, pushed the other teammate, killed his friend, and got onto the roof. All that while his friend was still in the same building. And again, this is when he may think that there's not only one guy left. He may think, man, these guys got a whole team. You know, there's a guy in the window, there's a guy on the roof, there's a guy pushing my teammates. These guys are everywhere. But in reality, it's only one person. So again, he's going to go outside, and then it's going to be an easy kill for me, getting the 3 versus 1 on that one. And here somebody else threw a grenade, so I heard it. So I was like, all right, that's another squad, right? Because in your head, it's very important that you keep count. Just because the enemy doesn't keep count doesn't mean you don't have to. So I know I downed one, I know I eliminated him, I know I eliminated his other partner, so that means there must be one left. I eliminated him, now I know I'm clear, but I heard another grenade, that means another team is coming in here. So again, very, very important. As you guys can see, I always keep myself low to the ground. You know, I'm crouching in this building. Just because I heard the grenade doesn't mean I'm going to be scrambling around trying to see where this guy is, where's he at, you know, moving all over the place. You know, you got to move quiet. You want to move really, really good. And as you guys can see right here, I'm going to show you. I'm just going to bump it up a little bit so you guys can hear what the, turn on the desktop. Exactly. And as you guys can see, he was like, wait, what the fuck did you do? Like, how did you get back up there? Exactly. That is what we want to cause in the enemies. The guy was like, what the hell just happened? I threw a grenade, he was outside, and all of a sudden he's behind me. This guy has even no clue of what's going on. And that is exactly what you want to do in this sort of situations. And we did it beautifully. So that's why I wanted to show you guys how it's all done. Obviously, it doesn't always work exactly like this. But if you put a few of these tips and tricks that I showed you guys, I'm sure you will get a lot more of those close quarter combat fights. So again, tip number 1, movement is the key to the game. Again, in close quarter combat, long range, anything, but specifically in close quarter combat, movement is the key. Move between buildings, move to the roof, move outside houses. It is always very, very important. Tip number 2, when you're down in a 1v3 situation, when you're down, movement is even more the key, because you don't want the enemy team to know that there is only one of you. If they know there's only one of you and there's 3 of them, that's not hard math to do. All they gotta do is rush you upstairs, and you did. So what you want to do, shoot from the window, jump, shoot from another location, keep your enemy unknown of how many enemies they have there. All right, tip number 3, intel. Always trying to keep comms clear so you can spot them and they can't spot you. Try to be the least noisy as possible. You don't want to make any noise. Again, really, really important when you're in these 1v3 situations. As you guys saw, a lot of those, there was only, the first enemy was the only one that I face-to-face shot him, but everybody else, I caught him off guard and I killed him in a position where I wasn't before. Again, really, really important. If you guys got any other tips and tricks that you guys would like to tell me, comment down below in the comment section. If you guys would like me to explain any other tips, again, just let me know your wishes and I will make them a reality. Again, thank you for tuning in. I deeply appreciate it. Remember to enjoy the rest of your day. Peace out. And I'll see you all in the next one.